Welcome to the video on understanding loops in useMango. In this video, we'll explore how this powerful new feature can take your test automation to the next level. In component-based testing, there are often scenarios where certain steps need to be repeated multiple times. Manually duplicating these steps not only makes tests longer but also harder to maintain. This is where loops come in. Loops simplify repetitive tasks by letting you reuse the same components, either with fixed values or dynamically changing inputs. Let's dive in and see loops in action. Here, we start with a simple test that launches a website using the provided URL. To add a loop, right-click on a step connector and choose Insert Loop. After inserting the loop, you can add any necessary steps or junctions inside it. The loop can be expanded using the spanner icon. As discussed earlier, loop accepts two input parameters. Loop count accepts integer values to specify the number of iterations. Loop table takes a table variable as input, allowing for data-driven iterations. Now let's see how we can use loop count for basic looping of steps. Here's a basic example. After adding product to cart, we want to increase the product quantity in the cart by clicking the button multiple times. Now let's create a text variable to hold our count value. Get the count as 5 for now, which means we want the product quantity in the cart to be 6. By assigning a variable to the loop count, we can easily control how many times the steps are repeated. Now, let's select all the steps and run the test. After execution, we can see that all the iterations in the loop have passed successfully. Now let's see looping through data rows using a loop table. In more advanced scenarios, you can use a loop table to iterate through data rows. First, create a table variable. To set value, click on Add Table Data button. Upload a CSV file and confirm it through the modal. Once the table variable is created, expand it to see all the headers listed. To use table variable in the loop, expand the loop step using the spanner icon. First, assign the table to the loop argument. As we can see all the headers in the preview tooltip. Now expand the headers using expand icon on the variable. Then, either drag and drop the header into the step parameter or type the header name and select it from the list of results. In this example, we populate a payroll application with employee data. Here, each iteration pulls a row from the table corresponding to the current iteration number and fills out the form fields dynamically. Select everything and run the test. Here, as we can see, all the data is getting populated one by one into the database. All the iterations were passed. Additionally, we can also parameterize loop argument using table parameters. Table variable is also supported in environment and project data. Now we run the same test from test library. Let's skip the execution as we have seen it executing already. Click on this green circle icon to open report. The report is loaded. This report lets you drill down into each loop iteration, showing detailed results for every step. In this report, you can view the loop table data by simply clicking on the table, allowing you to inspect the values for each iteration seamlessly. It even lets you download a summary report or a detailed report for a closer look at the data. We hope you found these tutorials insightful and helpful in advancing your testing skills.